What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got an awesome viewer requested stock. This is Rigel Pharmaceuticals, ticker symbol RIGL. As you guys can see, this chart is insane. I moved the logo over so we can see this price right here, which is $395 on a pre-split adjusted basis. The stock is currently trading at $34.86. Lots of things to unpack here. My first question, obviously, is this company just going to continue to spiral downward? And the short answer is no. So I'm actually very excited to dig into this one, peel back the curtains, and show you guys the historic, monumental growth that the company is having in terms of EPS and amongst other things. So we'll dig into that. But the market cap right now is at a $632 million market cap. Sales 282 million, which is great. Income is 113,300,000. That is also a plus because that shows that they are profitable. They do have 137 million cash on hand, 30 million in debt. Gross margins, get this, 93%. Every $100 they are putting towards the business, they are getting $193.10 back. Pretty amazing. This is a very low float stock with 18 million shares outstanding. And interesting enough, this is being shorted by 20%, which is crazy. Quick ratio of 2.14, which is absolutely fantastic. I do want to bring that up because if they were to close their doors tomorrow for some reason, they will be able to pay off all of their debts, notes, loans, IOUs, purchases that have already been made, but they haven't spent the money yet, 401k or IRA contributions, vacation payback, all that kind of stuff. So QR quick ratio over 1, amazing. They are in the Russell 2000 as well. The ticker symbol I have is the Vanguard Russell 2000, V for Vanguard, TWO 2000. That is a group of 200,000 small cap stocks. It's performed well over the last 10 years, but again, it's all smaller cap companies. So the moves can be extremely volatile day to day. While if you're into the Russell 2000, again, if one stock tanks, you have another 1,999 stocks that are hopefully holding things up. But anyway, Rigel is looking interesting here. Let's go ahead and just dive a little deeper. The daily chart looks absolutely insane. You guys can see. Let me just adjust my face. There we go. It looks absolutely insane. I mean, it's up 84% if we're looking at just this picture here. We can see it is closing below this support line right here. And I think I can pinpoint where it's going to be going. We'll get there in a moment. There has been massive momentum over the last year for this one. So if you're just thinking about getting in now, I would say let it calm down just a little bit. Just watch out. And then what area that we can actually look for a potential bounce and confirmation is the gap area, which is right here. You can't see my mouse, of course. Can you? Yes, you can. Right there. Great gap right there. So I do expect the stock to get down to 30, 33, 32 at least. Okay, looking at the weekly chart, it is pretty insane. There has been huge consolidation here. Again, this is years of consolidation, coiled, and then just explosive, breaks through, comes back down, confirms right here, and then just goes on a monster tear. Insane. Again, this is very hot. When things are hot, we let them cool down typically. I think this, if you look right here, I think this candle is going to try, or not this candle, because this candle closed. I'm recording this at the end of January 31st, actually. Actually, today is February 2nd, but the market closed on January 31st. So I think we're going to see a candle come down and touch here for support at the very least. So I do think there is more downside until it touches. Again, I would say $30 might be the sweet spot. And the crazy thing is, between the daily and the weekly looking absolutely face or ripping bullish, on the bigger picture, it's still barely making a dent. So it is quite a sight to see. We can see right here, you can't see it anymore. We can see right here, the stock tried to break up, huge momentum. Look at this perfect resistance, tries to break up, falls back down. So we can see this 200 SMA on the monthly is not to be messed with lightly, but it does go to show that there is an insane amount of buying and demand to be able to get it to go from about 10 to 50, and then it's coming back down. So we're going to need to be doing some deeper investigation, obviously, because we need to see if this company is actually doing something, or if this is just the doom loop of the company continues to go all the way down. And what we need to figure out is if they are looking as good as we think they are, is it going to move up? So we need to look at profits, number one, EPS, and growth. So I left the screen blank for a second purposely. So I only include companies' market cap in my equations if they are over a $1 billion market cap. RIGL is a $632 million market cap. They are exempt. But you notice, what you do notice, the projected stock price is $27. I think if the stock does get down to $27, it might be an absolute steal. Just because without even looking at the market cap influencing the price of the stock, just the income, the sales, cash, and debt on hand, and the remaining outstanding shares, that puts this conservatively at $27, which is insane. So if this stock can get to 27, I think that's what the company's worth, basically, in my opinion. And then having the market cap obviously is going to be pretty nuts. So if we include our market cap of 632 million, we're going to do a cheers for coffee really quick. We get a potential stock price of 62. So obviously, if this stock does get down to 27, it might be a potential steal just based off of what we've seen so far. But again, we need to do further investigation. My price targets 27.67 conservatively, 62.56 aggressively. Looking at our ownership here, as we can see, it fell off a cliff, and that is due to a reverse split. Not a good thing. But what we can see here is that institutional ownership is rising here, which is good. The old data shows that institutions own 83.12%. New data shows 92.57. So that is quite the jump. 9 whole basis points, pretty much. About 9, 8.6 something, which is fantastic. So as the stock is coming down from the 50s, we are seeing that institutions and hedge funds, big money, are buying this. That is good. My thesis, we're going to do a deep dive after this. We're going to look at FinViz, and we're also going to look at Thinkorswim because we're going to get a little bit of dynamic with it. Key areas to watch: support number 1, 31.64. I think we'll probably slide past that in the next couple of weeks. Support number 2 is 27. I think if 27.65 holds, I think that will have a consolidation for several weeks, maybe months, before we potentially see another go ahead to try and break the 200 SMA on the monthly. And then for our third support, we're looking at $16.79. Again, this is just entertainment only. But looking at this chart here, we can see, you guys can't see. Right here, resistance, support. If we fall down this area, I mean, it's not the end of the world. An area to watch is going to be 2755. Um, so that's going to be right in this area from here and here. And my apex where support and resistance converge is going to be right here. So if we see 27 hold all the way to here, I would anticipate something astronomical to happen, potentially. So let's take let's take a deeper dive into this stock. Again, we need to see if this is the real deal. So let's look at Finviz and go from there. All right, we are on the one and only best website in the world. So looking at Finviz here, you guys can see everything. Price to earnings shows this is extremely cheap. Forward price to earnings shows this is extremely cheap. What we want to see is the EPS, which we're looking at 561 here, which is absolutely insane. But they are guiding for negative 42% EPS next year, which it's hard to tell based off of the Finviz data because it is old. If this is 2026 EPS of negative 42 or if this 2027. We're going to look at the EPS down below, see if it is going up. We can see EPS year over year is 2,700. So that is absolutely beautiful. I mean, everything's looking really good here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Profitable, what's their profit margin? 40%. See, that is just crazy. They've got a little debt. They're paying it off. Great quick ratio. I don't know if I had 2.14 or something else, but again, it's high. Cheers really quick again. Okay, profit. Let's go down. Profit and EPS is what we're looking for. That's the name of the game. Okay, gross profit, 48 million, 97 million, 64 million. That is crazy. Let's go to annual really quick. Okay, 2023, 116, 2024, 179, 2025, 220, 282. And then gross profit, 109, 160, 262. Yeah, that is some compounding magic right there. And then we need to go to the EPS on the quarterly because stop. 0.6, 3.2, 1.4, 0.6, 3.3, 1.5, 0.6, 3.2, 1.4. Nothing really out of the ordinary here. And then profitability 11, 59, 27. So it is going down on a quarterly, or I'm sorry, it's not going down. It's very bumpy. And then they went from negative 25 mil, positive 17 mil, positive 113 mil. That is crazy. So the company's looking like they are the real deal. Gross margins, again, 90s plus is pretty insane. Let's look at their cash, 77, 108, 137. Debt, again, they're paying it off, 45, 38, 30, yeah. Total assets, 242 million. Total liabilities, 124. That's over 120, about 120 million. Differential, assets, dwarf liabilities, almost 2-to-1. We do have some selling here. Let's see, February, this was last year. I wonder if we'll see that again by the time this video comes out. I wonder if we'll be seeing some pre-planned insider selling here. So that will be interesting to see this week, actually. So I think that's all I've got. I mean, what else can we look at to see if they are the real deal? I mean, we can see BlackRock and Vanguard. They're up there as always. Let's go to year-over-year growth. Let's check this out on a quarterly. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Gross profit. Yeah, their gross profit. Quarter over quarter, 48.97. But annually, look at this. Yeah. Negative 50. Huge. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Anyway, I think they are the real deal, but I think momentum needs to come back down. Again, remember the trend is your friend until the end. And let's open up Thinkorswim. We have not gone on Thinkorswim yet. Rigel. Again, right here, $27 area would be beautiful. It doesn't appear, and then one thing we need to address, it doesn't appear that they need to do any more reverse splits because they have adequate cash on hand. They're profitable. They have sales. Their gross margins are fantastic. I think this is their year. I think we need to see some consolidation, but I think we're going to see a golden cross here on the monthly where the 50 comes up and actually surpasses the 200, and that gives us a clear indicator of a positive momentum move upwards. Yeah, this just looks absolutely stunning. Let's take it a step further here. I just want to see the momentum visually with the MACDs. MACDs nuts. Okay, yeah, it's showing kind of what we just discussed. You guys are actually not even seeing Thinkorswim, which is embarrassing. Now you are. Okay. And if we just go like that, okay. So we can see the momentum is going down here. Let's look at the yearly. The yearly probably looks absolutely beautiful. Where's my yearly? Oh, the yearly is strong. The yearly is strong. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. So I think this is a wait and see, definitely. Just till we get 27s. We'll see what the company does in terms of sales, margins, growth. But I think 27 is a decent area. Would I buy it? I would maybe take a couple bites, but I don't know if I would. I would never recommend that because I don't recommend stocks, but yeah, it's this is a very interesting one to be watching. So with that, I will let you guys determine what you think. Let me know what you guys think as well, your ideas, thoughts, predictions, and I will see you in the next one.